builders ask us, what is phase change materials? Aren't they just some new kind of insulation? Phase change materials are much different than insulation. In fact, they affect your building in a much different way, and that's really the strength of them. They can do things to your building that regular insulation cannot do. And this is the best way really to illustrate the difference between a phase change material and insulation. I use this example here of a beer cooler. Now, if you look at a beer cooler, it's built just like a house. It's a structure, it's got insulation wrapped all the way around it, and it's designed to try to keep the inside at a constant temperature. So if we take a beer out of the refrigerator, we put it out here on a hot day, we look at the temperature over time, it's going to vary rapidly from the 32 degrees in the refrigerator, increase in temperature. The reason we use a beer cooler is because we're trying to negate that. So because it has insulation, it will actually increase in temperature, because the insulation by itself doesn't stop the increase in temperature. Insulation just restricts the flow of heat over time. So if we take this and we put the beer in the cooler, now because of the insulation around the walls and the ceiling, it just warms up slower. So what do people do? They go to a store and they buy phase change material, which we call ice. And they dump the phase change material into this cooler. And what happens is, as that ice melts, as it changes phase from a solid to a liquid, it absorbs all the heat inside the cooler that's above its melting temperature. Now, it will do the opposite now if the outside temperature would go below the melting temperature. As that water would freeze back to ice again, it actually would release that heat that it captured before when it was melting and warm the inside of that cooler to 32 degrees. With our phase change materials, we set them to temperatures around room temperature, like 73 degrees. So if we have them in our structure, our cooler, when the cooler tries to heat up, they'll begin to melt, cooling the cooler or the house down to 73 degrees. Now, as the house tries to drop in temperature at night, the phase change materials will actually release heat, warming the inside of the house back up to 73 degrees again. So it has this impact of dramatically reducing the temperature swings in the building, something you never could do with insulation.